Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Today we will discuss second equation of motion. S is equal to VIT plus half AT square. Here S is distance, VI is initial velocity, T is time, plus 1/2. A is acceleration and T square, time square. We have two sides of this equation. This is left hand side of the equation where distance exists, and this is the right hand side of the equation in which initial velocity, time, acceleration and time square exists. We will start our equation graphically by graphical method. Here we have draw vertical axis y axis and horizontal axis x axis. Here this point is the origin, and here we say that a body started with initial velocity, some initial velocity which is not equal to 0. The body starting the point A, so the point OA is represents the initial velocity of the body. Here when the body comes to that point, the point will be point B. From here we will draw a perpendicular line to another point which is point C. So here you can see that initially the body was with initial velocity OA represents the initial velocity of the body. When body come to point B, it will represent the final velocity of the body. From point B to point C, it will represent the final velocity, and the x-axis represents OC represents the time t, while the vertical axis represent velocity of the body. Here you can see that there is change in velocity, initial velocity and final velocity with respect to time. And as we know that rate of change of velocity, rate of change means with the passage of time. With the passage of time, if there is change in velocity, so it is known as acceleration. So means that the slope of the graph, which is A and B, represents the acceleration of the body. Similarly, here we will draw another line, and the point is point D. So here you can see easily that there are two diagrams, which is one is of the rectangle and the other is of triangle. So we know that the area under the slope is equal to distance covered by the body. So the area of the rectangle, here you can see a rectangle with four sides, and the rectangle is OADC, rectangle OADC, which is equal to distance 1. And here you can see another triangle, and the triangle is AB and D, triangle ABD, which is equal to distance 2, S2. So the total distance S, we can write it as S is equal to S1 plus S2. Here it means that if you want to find out the distance of the rectangle, so it will be equal to S1, and the area of the triangle will be S2. If you find out the area of the rectangle, it will be equal to S1, and if you find out the area of triangle, it will be equal to S2. To find out area of rectangle, so area of rectangle OADC, which is S1, is equal to, here you have to use the formula of to find out area of rectangle, which is length multiplied by width. This is the formula to find out area of a rectangle. So S1 will be equal to, here length is OA, which is equal to VI. OA is equal to initial velocity. So length OA is VI, and width OC represent time. So here we will put, instead of width it will be time, and instead of length it will be initial velocity. So S1 will be VIT. Now we have to find out area of triangle which is ABD, that represents distance to S2, and it will be equal to, the formula to find of area of rectangle is half of length into width, that is half of our rectangle is our triangle. So here we will put 1/2. So from the above formula, by putting the values, 1/2 will remain same as it is, while length is, here length is BD. The length in the triangle is from B to D. So instead of length we will put BD, and instead of width we will put AD. This is the width of the triangle, so we will put here AD. By putting the value, 1/2 remains. We don't have the value of BD. You can see here from B to D no value is assigned still there. So, and we know that as OC represent time t, so AB will also represent time t. So we will put here time t. To find the value of BD, we will use the slope formula of slope, and slope formula is, that is delta y divided by delta x, y-axis divided by x-axis. Here you can see that slope of the graph is from A to B. So AB represent slope of the graph, and AB is equal to acceleration. AB is the slope of the graph, which is acceleration. So here we can put acceleration instead of slope, and vertical axis, y-axis is from B to D. So delta y is BD, and delta x is, x-axis is AD, which is time t. So here we will put time t. So in next step, to find out the value of BD, we have to multiply time t on both sides. So the BD will be equal to, BD is equal to acceleration into time. BD is equal to AT. So we will put that value in the upper equation, in this equation. So it will become like S2 is equal to half. Here instead of BD we will put AT and multiply by T. So S2 will be half AT into T square. So S2 is equal to half AT square. So as I told you before, the total S, the total distance will be equal to distance first, that is area of rectangle, and S2 distance 2, which is area of triangle, and we have find out the area of rectangle as S1, which is VIT, and area of triangle, which is half AT square S2. So by putting the value, S is equal to S1 plus S2, it will be S1 is VIT and plus S2 is half AT square. So that is the second equation proved by graphical method. That is the second equation of motion. Again, here you can see that slope of the graph is from A to B, which represent acceleration because there is change in velocity with the passage of time. Here OA represents the initial velocity, while BC represents the final velocity of the body. So here is the change in velocity, final velocity, initial velocity with the passage of time. So here acceleration is the slope of the graph. Similarly, to find out this equation, we have divided this equation as left hand side and right hand side. We started with left hand side, that is s is equal to, the left hand side of the equation is s, so we have started with s. S is equal to find out, to derive this equation, we have used that to find out the area of rectangle, and secondly to find out area of triangle. And area of rectangle is find out by length multiplied by width. So length is equal to initial velocity, while width of the rectangle is equal to time. So it will become S1 is equal to VIT, velocity, initial velocity multiplied by time. And to find out area of triangle, that is S2, so we have to use the formula half length into width. So area of triangle ABD, S2 is equal to 1 by 2 remains as the same, while length of the triangle is BD, and length of the triangle is BD, while the width of the triangle is AD. So by the putting the values of AD is time, while length BD is unknown, so we have to use the formula of slope to find out the value of BD, which is equal to 80, and we have put this value in that equation, which is S2 is equal to half 80 square. And again we have put all S1 value and S2 value in that equation to find out S is equal to VIT plus half 80 square. Thank you.